Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the regular council meeting of February 24th, 2026. A couple of reminders for today's meeting. Members of the media may sit in the upper balcony at the reserved media table. All other guests, please take a seat in the first floor gallery. If that is full, there is overflow seating on the second floor in the Victoria Room where you'll be able to see and hear the meeting. We live stream the meeting on your YouTube channel, and the recording is available after the meeting. The meeting is also broadcast live on your TV, Cogeco Subscribers Channel 10, HD Channel 700, and rebroadcasted on Wednesday at 9 a.m. and on Saturday at noon. Because meetings are accessible to the public in all these ways, video or audio recording by members of the public is not permitted in council chambers. This is to ensure that all attendees and those who come to make a deputation feel at ease. Thank you for your cooperation. I ask you to rise for our national anthem.
The true north, strong and free, from far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
We'll now have a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Councillor Ashmore, you have the adoption of the open session agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself, seconded by Deputy Mayor Richardson, that the agenda for the open session of the regular council meeting of Tuesday, February 24th, 2026 be adopted as circulated with the following amendment addition. Item 6.3 being a deputation by Ryan Munier relating to the application to amend the Township of Somerville zoning bylaws 78-45 at 87 Nevison Drive, Norland, relating to item 10.3.3 on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments, or? Thank you. All in favor? And that passes. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest on anything on today's agenda? Councillor Perry.
Yes, Mayor, thank you very much. I'm not sure if technically it's a pecuniary interest conflict. However, with regard to funding for the upcoming Women in STEAM event, I'm just publicly declaring that I'm already a donor to that event. So we'll be recusing myself from the vote if it goes to a vote today. Thank you.
Thank you. So having seen, I don't think it's pecuniary, but nonetheless, whatever you're comfortable with, it's your call. If there are any others as the meeting goes on, advise the chair and we'll deal with them accordingly. Notices and information by members of council and staff. Councillor Warren.
Through you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank all the great volunteers for all the work they did to make the 2026 Frost Fest in Bob Cajun a huge success. I've never seen so many kids enjoying themselves in the middle of the winter. So the village really pulled all the groups together, and it made it fun for everyone. So thanks to the volunteers. I'd also like to invite everyone to a Vital Signs information session through the Community Foundation tomorrow evening at the Kindred Coffee at 7 for those who are interested, and to welcome our previous councillor Eric Smeaton as the new CEO of the Community Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Richardson.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. First, I'd like to recognize an outstanding community member that has just passed the last week in the Manvers area, Mr. Bill Bateman. He had a long, outstanding dedication and exemplary service to our community. He's on the Manvers Volunteer Community Board and Arena, and he has made significant contributions to other council committees, one being the Municipal Heritage Committee, which was 2007 to 2024. And he also was a chair, and he was also a member of the Victoria County Historical Society. So that's a sad loss for our community, very dedicated. And another a sad story is we have Reverend Kevin Fitzpatrick, who serves as our Reverend in Bethany, Pontypool, and Janeville for all our churches, was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And he has been an incredible steward for our community, offering support, guidance, and always there for our families and individuals. So a GoFundMe campaign has just been set up in his name. That's it for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ashmore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This coming next week, the St. Luke's Parish Downeyville with Beryl Connell is hosting is promoting the World's Women Day of Prayer 2026. It'll be on March 6th at 2 p.m. at the Downeyville Hall. Be hosted by St. Luke's. Local church communities will gather in prayer, focused on the theme, I will give you rest, come. The World Day of Prayer is in over 120 countries. On March 6th, it begins in Samoa. Prayer of native languages travels throughout the world, through Asia, Africa, Middle East, Europe, and Americas, before finishing in American Samoa. Some 38 hours later, a worldwide wave of prayer. So more information, please contact the St. Luke's Parish Downeyville, care of Beryl Connell. I'd like to thank Tashina Stout of Kennedy Bay, just around the corner from me there, in Ward 6, and she was at the, as well as myself and Mayor Elmsley and many other people at celebrations. Lindsay on last Saturday with the Kawartha Lakes Haliburton Integrated Immigrant Services Association, also commemorating Black History Month. And there are many speakers there at that event, as well attended. Including Dr. David Casilla of Ross Memorial Hospital and many other speakers. And also want to recognize the great many of Black Canadians who came to Canada from all parts of the world. And my mentor is Dr. Jules Sobrian from Omimi. He wasn't there that night, but he's still going strong, and he is certainly a representative of community that came from nothing and certainly served his community well, and certainly proud of his efforts, as all the other people that were there that night and the people in our communities that support each other. I'd like to thank PD Realty and Countryside Pharmacy in Omimi for their legacy donations to the Omimi Splash Pad Fund Foundation. And it was great to have their support, as there are many people who are supporting this great project. And also, as mentioned, I'd like to congratulate Eric Smeaton on being the Kawartha Foundation's new executive director. And finally, Dunsford resident and Olympic athlete John Thurston from Dunsford will be competing in the next 2 weeks for Team Canada in the Paralympics and for curling in Italy. So I just wanted to recognize that. John's been to a few Olympics and many world championships, and certainly a first-class person, and congratulate him on making the team again and representing our country. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor McDonald.
Thank you. Through you, I have a couple items. I'm going to start off with the Lindsay Downtown BIA celebrating 50 years of their anniversary this month. This concept of the BIA started with a creation of Bloor West Village BIA in 1970, with a group of local merchants advocating for the City of Toronto of change because their neighborhood was declining due to the rise of city shopping centers and vacancies were high. Their unique idea, which was a special tax levy on a commercial properties collected through the municipality and give back to the association for beautification and marketing, immediately took off. Toronto South now has 85 BIAs, and they are another 300 in Ontario alone. The designation of Lindsay Downtown BIA was officially approved by the Town of Lindsay Council in February of 1976, with the first bylaw signed by Mayor David Logan. Over the past 50 years, this organization has taken some different forms and related committees, but has always put well-being of downtown Lindsay at the forefront. I wanted to give a big thank you to the staff, the volunteers, the board of directors, and committees who have given so much to the success of our downtown over the past half century. And also stay tuned for events coming up. And I see that our executive director, Melissa McFarlane, is here today, and I'd like to thank her for all the hard work that she does representing us and making our downtown as vibrant and as nice as it is today. Thanks. Another downtown little story. It's Burns Bulk Food. Downtown has a unique way of raising money for charities. Each month they pick a charity and they create a theme to support it. This month they are supporting Kawartha Lakes Special Olympics. They thought it would be a perfect time to release it as the 2000 Olympic Games end, and they would introduce a mix of new sets of athletes. They prepared 100 bags of mix at $5 for every bag that goes to the Kawartha Lakes Special Olympics. This mix contains a very popular gummy rings with 5 flavors. As rings are often associated with the Olympics, they also have a connection with the Special Olympics. The Special Olympics logo is figures connected with your hand to hand, and it forms a ring. So I think it's a good way for them to do that. So it will make this year, May will make a year since they started this, and they sell out each month. And if they do sell out, it'd be $6,000 they'll divide between 12 charities. So what a great idea. And thanks to the owner, Reese Burns, for bulk food, for supporting all these charities. And my understanding that there's all kinds of charities waiting in the wings to get in so they can have something to join and continue this thing. So I think it's a great way to save money or to help all the charities that are in dire need in the city of Kawartha Lakes. Next one is on behalf of Councillor Perry and myself, because we're both involved with the Boys and Girls Club. We'd like to let you know that the city, through the Economical Development, is sponsoring an award for an outstanding working again this year, with the coordination through the Boys and Girls Club. The Boys and Girls Club of Kawartha Lakes are having their annual event for Youth Awards. The Youth Awards were created to shine a spotlight in these young leaders in our community. We award, we celebrate, and we tell their stories. We have awards at the club which include art, sportsmanship, work ethics, leadership, humanitarian, and spirit. Being a winner or a finalist in any of these awards can enhance their portfolios that will share their stories, thousands, in our social media followers. The Boys and Girls Club will also offer 2 scholarships, the Ron Kennedy Scholarship and the Marcy Beal Scholarship. The Ron Kennedy Scholarship will be awarded to someone entering into post-secondary education in the next 12 months. The Marcy Beal Scholarship is to be awarded to someone between the age of 17 and 24 who will use it to further their education or career path. And you can nominate a deserving youth through www.bgckawartha.com/awards. The finalists will be honored at a fun-filled award ceremony in June with certificates and achievement recognitions from our local MPP, our MP, entertainment, special speakers, and so on. All nominees must have a strong ties to the city of Kawartha Lakes. For every category, individuals, groups, or classes may be nominated. Involvement in the Boys and Girls Club only required for the Boys and Girls Club Spirit Award. Any individual is welcome to submit up to 2 nominations for the Youth Achievement Awards and or scholarships. So if you have any questions with that, you can contact nominations at bgckawarthas.com. So thanks for the Boys and Girls Club. And last but not least, as you can see, I'm wearing pink today. February 25th, tomorrow, is Pink Day. I'm wearing pink today to stand in solidarity against bullying. I personally know people who have been bullied. There's enough stress in the social society today without adding all the stress to bullying. Social media contributes largely to bullying, so let's show our support tomorrow and wear pink, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Joyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you, on February 7th, the Little Britain Community Association had their annual bonspiel, and a lot of fun there. And I didn't curl myself, but dropped by to witness a lot of the fun and sliding around. Nobody could actually curl; they're just attempting to curl, but that made it more fun. So. And on to my monthly activities in the library. So coming up is the March break, March 16 to 21. And the libraries are offering a jam-packed week of free hands-on events for children and families in this themed Make It March break. Activities include painting canvas bags, working with clay, creating glow jar lanterns, making beaded wind chimes, decorating cookies, and building do-it-yourself puzzles. This is all free. These sessions give the kids to be creative, try new things, and stay engaged during school break, and giving parents and caregivers a safe and welcoming place to bring their families. All happening at all 14 branches. And lastly, just a shout out to our Olympic athletes. Whether gold, silver, bronze, 4th, or 26th, your grit and determination, you made us proud. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Perry, do you have anything?
I'm fine for today. Thank you for checking, Mayor.
Thank you. Any notices from staff? Director?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you, we just wanted to advise council and the public of an upcoming campaign that we are promoting. Stay tuned to the city's website and multiple channels. We are launching a campaign to encourage residents to switch to paperless billing. and move from our reliance on mailed paper bills in order to have easier ways for customers to receive their bill, receive it in real time, not be dependent on perhaps a labor disruption that we experienced twice in the last while. We currently have 3,200 out of 45,000 customers only receiving their bill electronically, so we're looking to see if we can increase that number, while of course recognizing customers still enjoy the experience and can have help at our customer experience team counter. We're also looking to increase our methods of payment. We currently receive 25% of customers pay online or through pre-authorized payments, and we would like to increase that number as well. There's a number of reasons for these. There's reduced costs to the city's budget. There's also, for the customer, it's ease of finding that bill, getting it in real time, not being lost or delayed due to mailing issues. And it also reduces the city's carbon footprint by reduced paper, reduced transportation costs of getting the bills into the hands of the customers. So stay tuned. We'll be excited to launch this program, and there will be an opportunity to win a discount on your 2026 bill should you choose to opt into the program. Today you'll see somebody sitting out front trying to convince patrons who come in today to switch to online. So the message will be getting out very soon. We look to council to help us support this message, spread the word where you can, and information is available on the city's website under the Get My Bill section of our website. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from staff? Thank you. Moving on, item 5, I need a motion that the minutes of the regular council meeting of January 27th, 2026 be received and adopted. Deputy Mayor Richardson, Councillor Perry. All in favor? And that's passed. We'll now move into deputations. Item 6.1 is deputation by Miss Nancy Kelly, and it's a request for the relocation of the proposed Colborne Street Bridge. Good afternoon, and you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for inviting me today. The neighborhood that I represent appreciate that cities grow and expand, but do not desire the breakdown of cohesive neighborhoods to be sacrificed for convenience or to comply with old infrastructure paradigms for the city. The idea of building a bridge that could connect Colborne Street West and Colborne Street East is an old idea. It is a cost-saving and convenient solution if one wants another bridge. Yet Lindsay residents have petitioned against the proposed location for over 30 years. Unfortunately, Council has stuck to its plan and ignored the people's wishes. Over that time, Council has let the city expand north of Colborne Street West without securing a more suitable northern route. The Scugog River defines Lindsay. It's the city's unique landmark, and as such, it should be protected and enhanced for the city as a tourist attraction and for residents to enjoy. The city has a number of natural features that must be protected. In fact, protecting the environment is the basis of all planning. Environmental Assessment 2020. Interestingly, the same report claims the proposed location for the new bridge has no areas of natural or scientific interest. This is not true. It is the largest parcel of shoreline in the downtown core. This is not something that you give away for a bridge, even if the designers promise that the proposed new bridge will blend into an established residential neighborhood. The site where the proposed bridge is to be built has a thin trail on the west side of the Scugog River that runs south and encounters 2 bridges, one in an east-west direction and a couple streets over, one in a north-south direction. The eastern side of the river has a much wider park with a large parking lot. This beautiful site would put the new bridge 3 streets north of the current Wellington Street Bridge. A bridge that 30 years ago Council claimed was obsolete. Can it not be expanded or repaired? The proposed new bridge seems to be in extreme proximity to the Wellington Street Bridge. Appendix A, Canadian cities established along rivers, indicates that many cities have been able to build a limited number of bridges despite the size and density of their population and large city boundaries. Their councils recognize that it's costly to build and maintain several bridges. It destroys environments and is aesthetically unattractive. This council would do well to consider how other councils resolve this issue. They too wanted to strike a balance of economic, environment, and social objectives through policies. Historically, Colborne Street West has been used to relieve traffic from along Kent Street, the city's Market Street. The Colborne Street West is serving its purpose. However, a new single-lane Colborne Street bridge will bring the city into a regional road cutting through Lindsay's quiet neighborhoods along its route. It will not relieve traffic because even more traffic from Bobcaygeon, Finland Falls, Peterborough, and Toronto will start to use the new bridge in order to avoid going around the city via Highway 7. The added traffic will create a bottleneck. The bridge and the road will not be able to handle regional traffic. The new bridge will be deemed inadequate within months of being built. A better idea would be to build a wider road and a wider bridge north of Colborne Street West. Yes, this would cost more money, but by building a small bridge in established neighborhoods today is not a reasonable solution and will necessitate another bridge to be built in the future, which will be more costly long-term. Colborne Street West at Highway 35 is to become 4 lanes, then 3 lanes past St. Joseph Road, and then a single lane in either direction past Angeline Street North. These varying lanes will cause bottlenecks along the street's western front for traffic moving east. In addition, the 4 lanes will cut Sugar Woods community on the north side of Colborne Street West from Wilson Fields on the south side of the street. This will create a dangerous street for children to cross. More traffic will mean increased pollution and noise. The speed on the street could be increased to up to 60 kilometers with both commercial and public traffic having access. So much for a quiet, safe, pollution-free neighborhood. This transformation of Colborne Street West has not been well thought out. The 2020 Environmental Assessment Project stated that by 2031, the population in the city of Kawartha Lakes would reach 100,000, with most of the growth being in Lindsay. The city will not reach this population figure in that timeline. The economy is in a slump, the world's monetary system is in a crisis, and the geopolitical situation within and outside Canada is uncertain. It is suggested that Council reevaluate the current plan with these considerations in mind, as well as their legacy to the city.
Are you finished?
I am.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to receive the deputation? Councillor Warren, Councillor MacDonald, are there any questions for the deputant? Seeing none, you're off the hook. Thank you for coming today. All in favor? And that's passed. Who's that? Moving on, our second deputation is Matthew Hazar, and it's about increased development charges in the city of Kawartha Lakes. Mr. Hazar, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor Umsley and Council, for the opportunity to speak to you today and put a face to the name for our request for relief from the 2026 development fee increase. My name is Matthew Hussar. I am a resident of Kawartha Lakes and have spent my entire life in the Kawartha Lakes area. My brother, Nathan, and I have both attended Dunsford Public School and I.E. Weldon Secondary School. We both chose to stay in the area for our post-secondary education, with myself attending Trent University and my brother attending Fleming College. We both work and volunteer in the Peterborough and Kawartha Lakes area and are proud to call this area home. I will briefly recap for you the events leading up to this request and why I feel Council should consider giving us relief from the 2026 developmental fee increase. In January of 2025, we found a building lot on Colony Road for sale close to our family home. After discussing an opportunity to advance ourselves, we decided to purchase this lot and began the long process of preparing to build the house. As my brother and I both work full-time, we enlisted the help of our mother to do the fact-finding and ask questions regarding the building process from staff at City of Kawartha Lakes. Prior to firming up on our offer of purchase, we received confirmation from Susan Sladsky and Nicholas Smith of the Building and Planning Departments on and around January 24, 2025, that we would be able to build on this lot. At the time, we received email confirmation that everything was good, and including permit fees and a notice of developmental fee for 2025 was $11,965. On June 3rd, we began the process of getting our hydro service installed. After numerous stages in the Hydro 1 process, our hydro meter was installed on December 17th, 2025. In October 2025, we had a well drilled on the property as well. On November 18th, 2025, we began our decisions with the Building and Septic Division. We requested further clarification of the costs for building permit fees and related costs. We were advised that building permit fees would be increasing in 2026, though it would be minimal, less than 2%. We were also advised septic permits were increasing from 2026 from $956 to $975. On November 19th, we requested further information on developmental fees and were addressed by email on November 20th that the current 2025 developmental fee was $11,965. However, they cannot provide further information on what the cost would be in 2026. On December 15th, 2025, we asked the building department if we were able to get a letter of intent stating that we would be building in 2026 and could use the 2025 developmental fee to be locked in. At this point, we had no idea of the increase. We were assuming a similar increase of around 2.5%, similar to the building permit fees and the septic permits. The reply was received, quote, "Unfortunately, we do not accept letters of intent. The deadline to have a completed application has also passed to use the 2025 developmental charge rates," unquote. We were also informed that the Building and Septic Division was closed at noon on December 24th and would not reopen until Friday, January 2nd. While reviewing City of Kawartha Lakes websites the first week of January 2026, we were shocked to see that the 2026 developmental fees had increased to $24,131, which was more than a 100% increase. We contacted the building department and they confirmed this increase. We then called our Ward 6 councillor, Ron Ashmore, who also confirmed the increase and said that it was passed on November 18th of 2025 at a council meeting. Had we known about the increase and how it was going to more than double, we would have sent in our application before the cutoff dates and avoided the extreme price increase. The building department, during the numerous times we spoke with them to discuss these fees, would have had knowledge of the increase, and they should have informed us that even though they did not have the exact figure, the increase was going to be significant. Further investigation revealed that developers within City of Kawartha Lakes made recommendations to revise or delay this increase. Some of the developers were given a grandfathered development fees, from what we understand. I realize we are not developers bringing vast amounts of tax dollars to City of Kawartha Lakes. We are two young brothers who want to live and work in the place we call home. We are by no means wealthy, and building a house requires us to invest every dollar we have to get ahead. We are asking that you consider giving us relief from the increased 2026 developmental fee, as I believe we have given you evidence here today that if we had been made aware of this increase, we would have got our permit application submitted by the deadline. I would like to thank you again for this opportunity to share with you the events that led up to us being here today. If you have any questions, I will be glad to respond. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's get a motion to receive. Councillor Richardson, Councillor Ashmore. Are there questions for the deputy? Seeing none, thank you for coming today. We have a motion to receive. All in favor? And that's passed. Our next deputation is by Mr. Ryan Munier, and it's an application to amend the Township of Somerville zoning bylaw 7845 at 87 Nevison Street, Norland. Mr. Munier, you have 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and Council and others present. My name is Ryan Munier, and I'm here to present about my land at 87 Nevison Drive. Mid to late August 2024 at 180 Kent Street in the Economic Development Boardroom, during an in-person meeting with Ms. Leah Berry, Director of Development Services, Ms. Berry stated to me, Mr. Munier, 9 times out of 10, Council follows the recommendation of planning. 9 times out of 10. So, for me, that's cause for concern, because it seems that the corporate aspect of the government 9 times out of 10 gets what it recommends. Now, there's reason for concern from Ms. Berry's statement. The math of it says 1 time out of 10, Council makes a decision that's not in line with the recommendation. And that, I contend, is what Council can do in my case. I don't feel, because Council can vote either way, for or against a recommendation, I don't feel Council needs additional information from the planning department where my application is currently being held up with bureaucracy and inflated expense. I feel Council can make a decision based on other factors, other information. It can gather information from all sorts of sources, and it shouldn't just gather from the corporate aspect of government, because this is not the corporate aspect of government. It's the public service aspect of government. I'm an excellent source of information. Respectfully, Council works for me. I own the land. I pay taxes on the land. I know the land better than any planner who has never set foot on the land. I know every inch of that land, and I know what my goals are and what I want to achieve on that land and in my lifetime. And I haven't been consulted by the people elected to serve me. Everything has to come through the corporate branch of the government. That's concerning. Now, I feel if Council does need more information, I make the invitation, speak to me and get more. And I know Council will eventually get a chance to vote on this, and I look forward to the vote, and I'm prepared to proceed regardless of how Council votes. But I do feel this is, and I've been saying this for about 4 years, 3 years, this is about a lot more than me and my cabin in the woods. This is about my right to live minimally, to live in a fashion that is financially sustainable for me and my family, not to be forced to consume and spend. This is about my human right of freedom of conscience, to live according to my beliefs and to manifest those beliefs and not have government interference. And this is about my right to the ultimate form of public service, which is to protect the one and only home we have that every living creature depends on for survival. And because all 3 of those have been under threat, aggressive threat, legal, monetary, for almost 4 years now from the corporate division of the City of Kawartha Lakes government, this is also about democracy. Maybe not just in Kawartha Lakes, but in this whole country. Because this is about whether when people vote, citizens such as myself, such as you, do you get public servants that represent you, the citizen, and the public first and foremost, or you get public servants that represent the corporation first and foremost? In Life in the Woods, or Walden, Henry David Thoreau said, "The evil men do will live after them." I've added to that, but so will their good. I know what I want to live after me. There's no question in my mind or in my heart, and I manifest that every day. And I'm asking council, as you think about this vote, what is it you want to live after you? I think that's probably about 5 minutes. I could talk a lot more, but I'd be happy. I respectfully
You
thank
still have a little time if you want.
Well, I respectfully thank you for your time, and I would be happy to answer any questions. And I do hope in this case there are some questions. For the record, I have submitted a few things related to this case. I will make sure that they get dropped at the clerk's office, and I do hope council will take the time to read them. There's some emails dating back to 2023. My message hasn't changed. Some of you received those emails. So did the environment minister at the time, Monsieur Guilbeault. So did a whole bunch of other people. Laurie Scott, Jamie Schmale. I got nothing. I got crickets from everybody, which is concerning.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion to receive the deputation? Councillor Warren, Councillor Perry, questions for the Deputy Mayor Richardson.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. Thanks again for coming, and I do appreciate you taking the time to speak to council as you did to the Planning Advisory Committee. As you're aware, we're receiving the report today just for information.
I do know that.
It's going
Yes.
back to the Planning Advisory Committee, so we're not making a decision
Oh, I know.
today.
Yes.
So I just wanted to verify that that's where we're at today.
Well, and thank you, Ms. Richardson. I appreciate that. My concern is that my application is there in the planning department's hands. So, 10 times out of 10, planning will decide what comes to council. And it feels like to me 9 times out of 10, it influences how council will go. So if I showed you, maybe it should be in the public record, what planning has demanded. They rejected my application and they're telling me I need to hire a land use planner to justify what I'm doing. A land use planner who's never set foot on my land, who's going to justify, I got to pay $10,000 to justify my actions. How would you feel if every action you did that was good had to be justified at an expense to you? So I expect that application will sit there and just become more complicated and expensive because of the city's planning department and the Dillon Consulting planning department, which I'm paying both. At the 9th and final point from planning is planning reserves the right to request more information as this application proceeds. I feel like as a tax-paying citizen, I'm getting railroaded for doing what I believe is my right. And like I said in the Planning Advisory Committee, is every person in this room's right.
Thank you. There's an additional motion that this deputation be received and the comments provided be referred to staff. Are the mover and seconder okay with that? Yeah, okay. So we have a motion on the floor. All in favor? Thank you, that passed. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you.
Moving on, we have one item of correspondence, traffic concerns on William Street North, Lindsay, by Mr. Philip Lee. Can I have a motion that the correspondence be received? Councillor McDonald, Deputy Mayor Richardson. Any comments or questions? No? All in favor? And that's passed. Moving on to Committee of the Whole. I need a motion that the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of February 10th, 2026 be received, and the recommendations included in Section 9.3 of the agenda be adopted, save and accept 931, 932, 934, 935, 936, 937, and 9316. Can I have a mover and seconder for that? Councillor Perry, Councillor Joyce. All in favor? And that's passed. First item up is 931, Deputy Mayor Richardson. That's the Women Changemakers STEAM event.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. I do have a resolution to pass, and I'm pretty sure that Councillor Worm will be seconding this. We did receive an outstanding presentation 2 weeks ago at the Committee of the Whole, recognizing the learning opportunity, mentorship, and exposure that the STEAM event actually provides to local girls, and it's a great future leaders and innovators program that I think we all want to support, and it's fostering a very positive move for young women in the city of Kawartha Lakes. So I will read my resolution at this time, that the deputation of Marlene Morrison-Nichols and Vanessa Duchette-Rochette regarding a request for support for the Women's Changemakers STEAM event be received, and that the one-time funding of the amount of $2,500 be approved to support the Women's Changemakers STEAM event funded through corporate items, donations to community groups.
Seconder is Councillor Warren. Councillor Warren, do you wish?
Yes, I do, and I can just say that Ampere, we are so lucky to have Ampere in our community. I've been to 2 or 3 events there, and just amazing, just promoting STEAM, and to have what a partnership with Ampere and our community foundation, and Marlene Morrison-Nichols, and Vanessa Dussette. I know it's going to be something that will go on for many years to come, so kudos for them doing this. Thank you.
Did you identify a source of funding?
Yes, corporate items, donations, and community groups. I just verified that through Director Bukaboom.
Thank you. Councillor Perry, did you declare on this item?
Just out of an abundance of caution and transparency, yes.
Okay. So we have a mover and seconder. Anybody else wish to speak to this? Go ahead. Do you want to sum up?
Yes, just maybe one additional comment. Like I said, we're really excited about having this event, and I'm pretty sure that it'll become a benchmark event for the city of Kawartha Lakes. Just maybe moving forward after this one-time funding, that if they feel that this is something necessary in their future, is to come through the budget committee and look for operational funding. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor? And that's passed. Next item is item 932, which is a deputation request for fence encroachment. Deputy Mayor, Councillor McDonald.
Thank you, through you. I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of Councillor Doble and myself. Councillor Doble couldn't be here today, but I'd like to send that back to staff to have a look at a possible encroachment or leasing options, so we can see what the options are and what the cost might be, and to see if that would be possible, and then we can discuss that with the deputant. So I'd just like to get it sent back to staff get some more information if that's possible.
What's the timing on that?
I don't think there's a big rush, but second quarter.
Second quarter sounds good. Councillor Warren, you are also interested in that. Were you interested in seconding it? And did you want to speak to it? Yeah? So the motion is to refer back to staff land management to see about an encroachment agreement, or I guess probably a lease agreement, whatever they think is best. And all in favor? And that passes. Next item is Deputy Mayor Richardson on the snowmobile maintenance and use agreement that we were apprised of at Committee of the Whole, where they wanted to have some say in the trails up in the north end. Councillor Yeo couldn't be here today, and I know Deputy Mayor Richardson's been in touch with the Snowmobile Club, so maybe you can give us an update.
Thank you, and through you, Mr. Mayor. Absolutely. I was able to connect with Ms. Perry regarding her deputation and create that connection for her to speak to the Ontario Snowmobile Federation. And they had a great conversation moving forward. And behind the scenes, we have had staff reach out to the Orillia District Snowmobile Club, also with our district, and we are currently working through an agreement. So hopefully we'll have something said and done soon. But it's all in a positive motion moving forward.
Thank you. That's great. So there's no motion on that. I guess we should do a motion to receive. So you're moving it. Seconder to receive that, Councillor Warren. All in favor? And that's passed. Item 935 is correspondence from Nathaniel and Matthew Hussar on the increased development charge fees in the city of Kawartha Lakes. Councillor Ashmore, you...
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to receive that, and I had a follow-up motion. If I could receive report item number CW 2026-013, that the correspondence from Nathaniel Hussar and Matthew Hussar regarding increased development charge fees in the city of Kawartha Lakes be received, and that that the DC charges be reverted back to the January 24th, 2025 amount as agreed upon by building staff.
Let's do it as two. Let's receive it first, and then you can do the follow-up motion. So, motion is to receive the correspondence. A seconder is Councillor Joyce. All in favor? And that's passed. Now, your second motion is, or your follow-up motion is that this be referred back to staff and that they provide relief to the 2025 development charges costs.
Actually, it was referred back to staff, and they did discuss it with staff. So, and they have been here twice. So my motion is to put it forth right now, relief for the people that came here, and they have documented what they have done in the last year. And so basically they have gone to staff and they have asked staff, but basically it's going to have to come here. The decision's going to have to be made here. So that's why I'm putting that forward today.
Okay. Is there a seconder for that? Councillor Joyce.
As a friendly, I'd like to amend that slightly.
Well, you can ask.
Yeah. I read the letter from Mr. Hussar very carefully, and what I wanted to propose to Councillor Ashmore is, yes, refer to staff. I want to hear staff's side of the story, and if we did err in information to Mr. Hussar, then I agree, we got to make an exception. But there's two sides to every story, so I want to hear what staff has to say.
So I was going to advise you that if what we can do as a council is provide relief and go back to the 2025 development charges on a one-off basis, what you're doing is you're creating a precedent, and also you have to make up that money to the development charges bylaw. Therefore, every other resident of Kawartha Lakes has to pay for it. So know that going in, that anytime you give relief from the development charges, you have to make it up, and it has to be charged to the rest of the taxpayers. So that's a decision you might want to consider. Does that give you the information you're looking for?
What was the last thing you said there?
Does that give you the information you're looking for?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Are you still seconding the motion?
I'm not going to second it, no.
Is there anybody else to second?
I'll second it just for discussion, because I have a couple questions.
Thank you. So as seconder,
Okay, to staff, through you, are there any other people who are in the same predicament that it was just at the change, that are going through the same thing, but they have, you know, they are paying the increased amount? So I guess that's to Leah Barrett.
Director?
Through you to the councillor, I wouldn't be in a position to give you a definitive response on how many people are or are not in that position, but staff would be more than prepared to address any questions that the councillors have, including this question, at a later time.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Richardson.
Honestly, at this time, through you, Mayor, I'm just looking for clarification where we're going, because we've got a whole bunch of different thought processes going around, recognizing, of course, the words that you've provided. We're talking about that DC relief will have to come from the taxpayer. I'm just wondering what will be the final resolution, because I'm just confused right now.
Well, I think you're also setting a precedent for other people to come forward. And, you know, the DC task force sat for over a year. There were many public meetings, and there were specific public meetings on development charges that people could have attended. The fact that no application came forward, so there was nothing to advise them on when there was no application, is unfortunate. But I think right now, the motion before you is to give the hussars relief back to the 2025 limit for DCs. And as has been said, the difference would have to come from the rest of the taxpayers. Are you fine?
I'm fine. Thank you for that clarification. And obviously, yes, we did start the DC process last February, so almost a full year of conversation out there in public meetings. And also recognizing that if you do this one-time exemption, others will ask for the same treatment, and then that tax burden climbs. So that's, you know, something that we have to consider. Even our rural DC charges, they're for rural development. They're roads, they're culverts, they're emergency services, they're waste management, it's upgrades to arterials. Like, this is the reason why we went through such a comprehensive study, is to make sure that moving forward, growth pays for growth.
Thank you. Councillor McDonald.
Yeah, through you, Deputy Mayor Richardson just said it. We passed this bylaw in November. We need this money to build roads. Growth, pays for growth. And if we start making exceptions now, then we're right back, and somebody have to tell me where we're going to come up with the money. We're in a bad spot right now anyway, because we still have a lot of challenges in 2026 to find ways to pay some bills to start off with. So doing this would just add to it. So I can't agree with it. Thanks.
Thank you. Councillor Ashmore, do you want to sum up?
I have my hand up,
just
Mayor.
a sec. I think Mike Perry, Councillor Perry, you wanted to say something.
Thanks so much for this, Mayor. And just to add to the discussion, Councillor McDonald and I had a chat about this, and there really being a high bar at this point, as we've heard from council colleagues, to granting an exception. Just for our consideration as we think about this, mentioning the word precedent has come up a lot. All right. I know a lot of times, especially when there's an implementation date, there's a bit of grandfathering or a bit of an equitable approach for those who might be already in the process or are right before the process. It sounds to me as though these two applicants were engaged with city staff, they were engaged in doing this, and then the date hit and their costs doubled. To me, these are the kinds of equitable considerations that we take into account when we're transitioning into such a drastic change. Precedents can be broad or precedents can be narrow. And it's just not, a precedent is not always the same weight. To me, we'd be looking at, the precedent would be set is that if someone were in the process already or considered on equitable grounds as the two applicants here, not being big developer companies and corporations with huge pockets, and also we're already talking to staff and within the process when the fee increase hit. Yes, they weren't part of the public process on this bylaw. That's not really what I heard from them. They weren't claiming that they could have had their voices heard and would have swayed our decision. They were more talking about relief because they were in process with staff at a time when the fees doubled, and that is going to be detrimental to them as a small project, as local folks. And that's why it's a high bar to me to be able to provide an exemption, but I think they may just have met it for me.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Richardson.
Thank you. Maybe one time through you. I did print the correspondence reviewing the timelines that were given to us, recognizing that we, obviously there's an increase and we do have empathy moving forward, but there's a lot of work that was done in that time, but no application was submitted. So we can't be responsible for the fact that they were working on the property but did not submit an application to move forward.
Thank you. Councillor Joyce.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Councillor Perry, because you helped clarify my position. Yes, if granting this exception sets a precedent, but here's the precedent: is anybody else that was corresponding with staff and didn't get the information, there's no other person or company in that position that I'm aware of. It's not here. So anybody else asking not given that deference. So I'm in support of Councillor Ashmore now. Thank you.
Councillor Warren.
That's why I asked the question I did. So whether or not there were other people, that were close to finishing up the process, which can be difficult sometimes. And the director wasn't sure, right? So, I understand that we need funds to be able to do all the great things that we do, but if they were in the process and how close they were to the process finishing, I tend to agree also. Sorry.
Do you want to speak?
Mayor, my hand's up again, just FYI.
Councillor Ashmore, you want to sum up?
I just had my hand for a second time, Mayor. Is that permissible?
Go ahead.
Yeah, just briefly to enhance the debate that we've been talking about, and Deputy Mayor Richardson's excellent point. To me, it isn't that they didn't file their application. To me, the exception is still narrow enough. They were engaged with their work, yes, but they were also engaged with city staff. back and forth before the rate actually doubled. So I believe that still keeps the exception narrowly tailored enough so as not to, if it does create a precedent, open the door to all comers, that we would have to grant an exception. Similarly situated residents, perhaps, but again, to me, that's the small, tailored, narrow exception that we're dealing with, if any precedent were to follow. Thank you for the second time listening, Mayor.
So jokingly, if this passes, we will area rate the cost to wards 3, 2, and 6. Is that right?
Actually, me personally, Mayor, 15 Dodd Street, Fenelon Falls, Ontario. I'll split it with the others.
Councillor Ashmore, finally, sum up.
Thank you. And just want to thank my seconder. Appreciate that. And the comments around the table. So there was the question about, are there others? I don't know. I don't have that list. Planning has that list. I'm sure there are others that were in the queue, excuse me, or have been working on their own respective application. Clearly, as Councillor Perry has said, this family, and I've said it, and other councillors have said it, and the deputants have said it, this family was clearly engaged in the process, and they were given in writing by emails and verbally that this is what they were going to be paying last year, and then in all due respect, due fairness and equity, we need to treat them with respect and to honor what we told them that we were going to be charging them as a corporation for their development charges. This has hit them. They're a family in the process. They're not a large corporation, but I really don't think that matters whether you're a small, medium, or large. I think it's just a matter of fairness because they were certainly engulfed in the whole process and they were engaged in the process. And to be fair, I think it's only fair to grant them this relief. So I think we've discussed this, and it's all in writing here, and the proof is right here. Certainly in this email that was sent to council on January 14th, and as they came here twice as well. So hopefully you can support my motion and support this family. Thank you.
Can we just have your follow-up motion read?
Yeah, it was that development charges be reverted back to the January 24th, 2025 amount of $11,965. January 24th, 2025. Yeah.
Thank you. We have a mover and seconder. We've talked about it. All in favor? And that passes. Moving on, item 936. Community Foundation. Councillor Warren, you extracted that?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, and I just wanted to say what a great job the Community Foundation did through vital signs and bringing all this wonderful data about our community. It really helps to plan going forward. And so a big shout out to Vital Signs and to Lori Dillon Shock and Jim Armstrong for a fabulous presentation and all the hard work that they've done. So kudos to you. Thank you.
And I think as Councillor McDonald pointed out in notices that there is a meeting at Kindred. You did that? Yeah. Meeting at Kindred tomorrow in the evening, on Vital Signs for anybody who wants to show up. So you're moving that as printed, that it, and is there a seconder? Councillor Ashmore, all in favor? And that passes. The other one we have is 9316, which is Crossing Guard Policy Review. Councillor Joyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and through you. Yeah, this is a tough one, honestly, because on the surface, our crossing guards, they're heroes out there every day, keeping our children safe. And the new policy says that they do not have to work under these following conditions: temperature colder than minus 30 Celsius, snow amounts in excess of 25 centimeters, significant freezing rain and thunderstorms. Yeah, that makes sense. But here's the problem. When school buses are canceled, the schools are still open, and the students are still going to these schools, in some cases significant numbers of students who are crossing these roads. So I just want to refer this back to staff just to think about it for further consideration. I'm actually not recommending one way or the other right now because I'm sitting on the fence, quite frankly, but I just don't want this to pass carte blanche, but more thought put into this and maybe get some more feedback from the public on what we should do here.
Is there a seconder? Councillor Ashmore. Wish to speak to it?
No, I'm fine, thanks. Councillor Joyce did a great job.
What's the timeline on that?
I'm going to say end of second quarter. This will be in time for next winter.
All right. Anybody else wish to speak to this?
I'm just wondering if you can give us 30 seconds just to kind of look up the committee of the whole, because we don't have it in front of us on the same thing.
So we have a problem that we don't have the policy or whatever it is in front of us to refer to. I don't know where you got it. Was it?
It's a proposal.
It's a proposal, okay.
Yeah.
Just give us a sec. So okay, sorry about that. We have a mover and seconder. Anybody else want to comment on this? No? All in favor? And that fails. Anybody want to move it as printed? Councillor Warren, seconder. Deputy Mayor Richardson, all in favor? And that's passed. That concludes Committee of the Whole. Move on to Planning Advisory. And that the minutes of the Planning Advisory Committee meeting of February 11th, 2026 be received and the recommendations included in section 10.3 of the agenda be adopted. Moved by Councillor Warren, seconded by Deputy Mayor Richardson. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's passed. We then come to consent matters, and Councillor Warren, I think you have that.
Through you, moved by myself, second by Councillor Joyce, that all the proposed resolutions shown in section 11.1 of the agenda be approved and adopted by council in the order that they appear on the agenda and sequentially numbered, save and except for item 11.1.3.
I think that's 11.1.2.
Oh, yeah, you crossed it out and then, sorry, 11.1.2.
Thank you. And you had a seconder for that? Yes. Yeah, okay. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that passes. Councillor Ashmore, you had 11.1.2, which is a review of the employment-related council policies.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I'm going to be receiving this and moving it. Just a comment. And it was a great report, lots of information here, and I just wanted to narrow in on the whistleblower segment of it. I think a whistleblower is very, very important in an organization. When you think of whistleblowers, you know, you think of Edward Snowden or Serpico or Aaron Brockovich or something like that, who they are. But having whistleblowers within an organization, I think, is very important, and it's important to point this out. And obviously, it's in writing here. It's part of our policy, our council policy, our whistleblower policy. So I'm just putting it out there that I know I've dealt with a couple of people who have been whistleblowers, but have been very hesitant to come forward. And you would ask me, well, why didn't they come forward? Well, because they felt pressure from some above them about the viability of their employment, and yes, they did. And they just cannot go ahead with it. They cannot express themselves, and I tell them, go ahead and do it. I mean, we've got your back, our employers, our employees, and our employees need to have the freedom to engage in this activity if they find something. It's all listed here, what encompasses, what defines a whistleblower and what they can talk about. So I'm just saying that don't be afraid. Speak up if you have any issues within the organization, and you have the freedom and the ability to do that. So I just really think that we should make sure that employees, whether they be union or non-union, have the ability to move forward and express their opinion and of any concerns that they have. So I'll leave it at that, and thanks for the report, and I'll move it as printed.
Councillor Warren, you seconding that? And you want to speak to it?
I just wanted to know if there have been any big changes in that part of the bylaw that the councillor is speaking to.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councillor Warren, no, there's no changes at all to the whistleblower policy. I mean, just to reflect what Councillor Ashmore is saying, it's a critical part of business. It's required under the Municipal Act, but yeah, it's an important part of business for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? No? All in favor? And that's passed. That concludes items from consent. Moving on to petitions, we have a petition relating to the request for the relocation of the proposed Colborne Street Bridge in Lindsay. A copy of the petition with 123 signatures is available for viewing at the city clerk's office. I have a motion to receive. Councillor Joyce. Oh,
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, I had an extraction that we skipped over under consent.
which extraction?
The 11.1.4, the platform aerial truck, the mea culpa one.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay.
We already passed it. But did you want to speak to it? Please go ahead.
Thank you, and that's all I wanted to do was speak to. I was going to move it as printed, so we're good. But if I can have the floor for a moment and through you, everybody in this room understands this. So this is more for the people in the gallery and people watching on YouTube. This is a perfect example of the struggle we, at council and staff have. 3 years ago, this platform aerial truck was $1.5 million. Last year it was quoted at $2.5 million. And why? That was inflationary pressures. Post-COVID, we're still struggling with supply chain issues, that type of thing. That increased the value of, the same truck to $2.5 million. In 1 year, we've added another $500,000. That I point directly to the tariff situation. That's what's causing that. These are our struggles. And here's the other thing. We buy this aerial truck, in 20 years we have to replace it, even though it may only have 20,000 kilometers on it, because insurance companies demand it. God knows what it's going to cost 20 years from now. So I just wanted to just speak to this, that this extra $500,000 is basically taking $15 out of every property owner's pocket because of the tariffs. It's frustrating, but we have to do it. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Moving on to the petition. I have a mover and seconder to receive. Councillor McDonald, Deputy Mayor Richardson, all in favor, and that's passed. Under other new business, I have an appointment to the Active Transportation Advisory Committee, that the memorandum from myself regarding councillor appointment to the Active Transportation Advisory Committee be received, and that Councillor Doble be appointed to the Active Transportation Advisory Committee until the end of the current term of council, being November 14th, 2026. I have a mover and seconder. Councillor Warren, Councillor Perry. All in favor? Oh, did you want to speak to it?
Through you, I just let everybody know that I will be watching and be participating also. Thank you.
Thank you. All in favor? And that's passed. Councillor Richardson, you have bylaws?
I do, through you. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor McDonald, that the bylaws shown in section 14.1 of the agenda, namely items 14.1.1 to including 14.116, be read a first, second, and third time passed, numbers signed, and the corporate seal attached.
Thank you. Any updates, any questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's passed. Hang in there a minute. And I have a motion to adopt the closed session agenda. Deputy Mayor Richardson, Councillor Perry. All in favor? And that's passed. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest for any of the items listed on the closed session agenda? Seeing none, should any arise, advise the chair and will deal with them accordingly. At this point in the meeting, City Council will go into closed session to consider the items under 16.3 of the agenda. As per our procedural bylaw requirements, I'm asking all electronic participants in our meeting today to confirm to me by raising their hands that they are in a private room where no other person can overhear the deliberations and the internet connection is secure and not publicly accessible. Thank you.
Actually, Mayor, I'm just going to excuse myself for a minute and put my VPN on for that purpose, okay? I'll log back in.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got a mover and seconder that council convene into closed session at 2:24 p.m. pursuant to Section 239(2) of the Municipal Act in order to consider matters identified in Section 16.3 of the regular council meeting agenda of Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, namely items 16.3.1 and 2, including 16.3.7. Mover and seconder. Councillor Ashmore, Councillor Warren. All in favor? And that's passed. At this point in the meeting, broadcast will now end for members of the public watching on Cogeco, your TV cable. The live stream of the meeting on YouTube and the rebroadcast will now be temporarily paused for members of the public. When closed session is complete, the live stream and the rebroadcast of the meeting will resume to address the remaining open session items on the agenda. All remaining staff, with the exception of those involved with the closed session, are now instructed to leave the electronic meeting and council chambers at this time. Thank you. can I turn it over to you?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Elmsley. Matters from closed. Item 16.3.1, the confidential closed session minutes for the regular council meeting of January 27th, 2026 were approved. Item 16.3.2, council was provided with background information and options regarding encroachments located on the Shoreline Road allowance adjacent to 84 Talbot Road. Council provided instruction to staff. Item 16.3.3, a motion is required that a portion of the road allowance adjacent to 100 and 114 Front Street East and 27 Ann Street, Bobcaygeon, and legally described as part of Prince Street on Plan 70, between Main Street and Front Street, Kawartha Lakes, part of PIN 63130-0284, bracket LT, be referred to staff for review and report back by the end of Q2 2026 on the feasibility of the lot as a parking lot. Item 16.3.4. Mover and seconder, please.
Councillor Warren, seconder, Councillor McDonald. And that's passed.
Thank you for that. Item 16.3.4, council provided direction to staff on the proposed disposition and division of the road allowance known as Regent Street adjacent to 130 and 150 Angeline Street, Lindsay. Item 16.3.5, council provided direction regarding the acquisition of land along Patrick Street. Item 16.3.6, staff provided council with an overview of the proposed terms of a lease agreement between His Majesty the King in Right of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and the Corporation of the City of Kawartha Lakes. Council provided direction to staff. Item 16.3.7, a motion is required that Councillors Joyce, Doble, and Perry be appointed as the council representatives for the City of Kawartha Lakes Audit Committee for a term ending November 14th, 2026, and that Andrew Flynn be appointed to the City of Kawartha Lakes Audit Committee for a term ending November 14th, 2026.
Mover, Councillor Warren, seconder, Councillor Ashmore. All in favor? And that's passed. That concludes the matters from closed session.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Elmsley.
Thank you. Additional bylaws. I have one that I need a mover and seconder for. That a bylaw to authorize the execution of a second lease extension and amending agreement between His Majesty the King in Right of Ontario, as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure and the Corporation of the City of Kawartha Lakes for space at 322 Kent Street West, Lindsay, be read a first, second, and third time, passed, numbered, signed, and the corporate seal attached. I need a mover and seconder. Deputy Mayor Richardson and Councillor Perry. I'll need you both. Councillor Perry, it's going to be difficult because we need a signature on this. So
okay,
I'll take Councillor McDonald instead, if you don't mind.
He's usually the second best to me, so that's fine. We'll go with that.
Yeah, well, you fight that out. All in favor? And that's passed. Councillor Joyce, you have the confirming bylaw.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I do. And this is moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Warren, that a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of a regular council meeting held today, Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, be read a first, second, and third time, passed, numbered, signed, and the corporate seal attached.
All in favor? And that's passed. Motion to adjourn. Councillor McDonald and Councillor Warren. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you for coming.